I mean, look at that shape. One thing I wanted to add about Arnold and why I respect him so much, or is bodybuilders at that time. I think it all started with Dorian Yates, but no respect on the guy. The guy was massive, like most bodybuilders now. But back then, bodybuilding was during Arnold's time, I believe, was meant for chiseling your body, almost like a form of art, almost like a form of sculpting in a sense, where they sculpted their bodies almost like a Greek sculptor sculpted Greek gods into marble. And they took it with just such precision, which you'll see throughout the video, the way he describes himself. And I just don't see that kind of. It's more about quantity now than it is of quality. There have been some people that were competition for Arnold, which he knew he would feel competition for him for that, and those people were smaller than him, but aesthetically really superior or on par with Arnold. And then there were people that Arnold beat fair and square that he was slightly smaller than, but aesthetically he was better than. Now he would not win because now I think art just came down to size rather than aesthetics. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I'm not focused too much on the video of this. I'm focused more on the audio itself, and the more the video freezes, the better it is for me in terms of copyright claims. Um, but yeah, what you just said there about the basics is, I think it transfers to most fields, like in engineering. One of the biggest things is, yeah, you can learn calc, you can learn, uh, in calc, you can go all the way to like, no matter how big you are, no matter how tough you are, you're going to be sitting there in an engineering class doing structural analysis and all that. But if you can't integrate, you're like, oh my god, integration by parts or a use of or partial fractions or whatever, and like not even that, your basics in terms of your mental math is lower. You can't add or multiply without using a calculator. The amount of steps that we have to go through, and I don't even think a lot of our. I remember when I took physics in uni, I wasn't allowed to bring a calculator. I had to memorize the uh, angles and trigonometric ratios off the top of my head because of not being able to use a calculator because they caught cheating when I did like the semester before or something, and I couldn't use and they used calculators that time, so we couldn't bring our calculators. So it's just I believe that learning the it's just the reason why I bring that up is because it's a metaphor for any field. No matter you can try to achieve the greatest things, but your roots, no matter how big a tree grows, its roots should be anchoring it to the ground by spreading. So your basics have to be strong as well. Yeah, that's one point that I want to talk about as well. Um, when I work out, I ba- I basically look at it in a way where I have to be I don't need to be lifting as much as the guy next to me, but I definitely need to be lifting more than what I did yesterday. I got to find what areas I find myself weakest at. I got to start improving myself on that. And it goes for everything that you do. And this that was huge. Yeah, first of all, look at that V-shaped perfect pause on my part. It's totally by accident. But um, that's one of the biggest things I realize as well. It's basically everyone putting it out on the table and measuring. Um, and everyone's using all these like fancy machines and all that. Now, all you with a pair of dumbbells, a kettlebell, and a barbell, you can basically work out every part of your body. Um, my main thing is you gotta work on the basic exercise to get the form. Dumbbell, or bench press, flies, and incline press. I do that. I always have this philosophy where I change my workout for each part every time I do it. So I do chest. I start off with a 245 for so incline. Um, for I gotta check how much that's in kilos for my audience that doesn't use. One sec. Let me just check, guys. So that's 111 kilos. So I start with that, and then I drop down to 225. I drop down to 185, and I drop down to 165. Um, Normally, if I start off with 165, I can do multiple reps. Like I can do like 8, 10. But with 245 when I start, I can, I, and I go up from there. Or like if I start from like 135 to 165, I can do like 8 to 10 reps and I did 16 once, and I basically just do it till failure, and then by the time I get to 225, my pecs feel like they're gonna fall off, so I can't get more than 225. But if I just start fresh after a few push-ups and warmed up, I can of 245 I can do 4 reps. So I basically change it up here and there, trying to create some sort of shock treatment. And my flies that I do as well, I always get a spot because my shoulders are really weak in terms of like injury. I always get muscle cramps there. Like my shoulders aren't that bad in terms of muscle, but for some reason they always get slightly injured if I don't have a spot for flies. And so for flies, I start off with 65 pounds and go down to 45. Yeah, see, his form for flies is perfect. So for us, my hands start wobbling. I don't know if you can hear it, but I got a problem with my wrists. Um, yeah, it's not the best option for me to be doing it without proper support. Stretch and flex. Yeah, you gotta torture it. Did this guy did this guy just talk about my personal max? Like it's really humbles you. Because back in the day when I thought I was the shit for I got there and I finally got to 255, I think, maximum. And I was like, dude, I'm the shit. Listen to this guy talking about tossing 315 like it's no problem. It really does humble you. And that too, it's just for regular workout for reps. I'm sitting there like with a spot, like straps, and getting pumped up, adrenaline shots, everything. Like 5 hour energy, coffee, and like all pumped up, like just for my personal max. And it really does humble me. 20 reps, 10. That size though, that V shape definition. At one day I want it. Oh, and I'm going to be skipping a bit, pausing a bit, because the Rocky Reaction did get a copyright claim, and I'm not looking for anti-monetization. Um, I got a huge amount of views for that Rocky video, and for some reason I can't that doesn't count towards monetization hours because of YouTube's policies. Um, so yeah, I got close to on that. I got close to 72 hours of views, but like none of that counts. So now I gotta pause a bit more, make sure I skip here and there, and yeah. But yeah, like biggest thing I want to say is get you don't want to get injured, but you want to get cramps. There's a difference. The way that bodybuilding or like building muscle works or strength or anything is if my fingers are muscle fibers like that, exercising causes them to contract and it basically causes them to move like that and it causes a bunch of tears. So your muscles have a bunch of micro tears and getting a layer of new muscle tissue over that is what causes muscle gain. So you want that um, muscle pain for a day or two. You want that little bit of cramping, but you should not get injured. Always have a spot at your gym. The employees at your gym will always give you a spot if you ask. It's their job. They don't want to give you a spot, you can sue them. It's literally in their job description. If they don't want to give you a spot, like there's people who work out know the risks of injury, so they will give you a spot if you ask. Yeah, I love stiff leg deadlifts. And so for mine, I use the rope where it's a bit easier if I stand. So basically, like that and like that, and it works up my triceps a lot. And then I do the same with like that with the rope, so it works my bicep quite a bit as well. Oh, and by the way, I'll keep the link in the description along with my merch. So if you guys want to buy, trying to get uh, I'm trying to get people to buy it. But yeah, if you do want to gain muscles, you got to isolate that area and sculpt it essentially. Don't skimp on the exercises. If you really need to, quit taking breaks between your sets. I do those. Hurt my back so much. Yeah, my back exercises is really particular. One of my friends and I did one. Let me see if I can find the exact workout that we did. I really did like it. It's something I did with powerlifting as well. Um, one sec. It's just I forgot. I have a crappy memory, so it's C++. Yeah, here it is. So I basically do for deadlift. I use a trap bar. It's basically a hexagonal bar. Um, I do 4 times 8. I start off with 165, and I constantly add. Or no, I start off with 155 because we have 55-pound plates, and then I keep on adding 55-pound plates till I keep forgetting to add the actual value. I'll do it now. So 45 plus 110. So I start off with 155 plus, so 265 would be my second set, and 375 would be my last set. Last week I had an injury with my pinky, so I couldn't keep my grip as high, so I stopped at 300, um, and did a few extra reps there because I just didn't have the grip to go past that. But that would be my initial exercise. Then I would do T-bar rows, 4 times 8, so 2 sets with 45 pounds, 2 sets with 90 pounds. Then I do lawnmower rows. So basically, find a flat table, put one arm flat, the other arm I pull a dumbbell up like that, almost like pulling a lawnmower table. And I put after that, I start off with 55 pounds. Or I started that day with 50 pounds and did 5-pound increments per set. Then I did shrugs, 45 pounds. I don't like the dumbbells for shrugs. I always use the weights that go on the bar discs, the 45-pound discs. And I did 4 times 8 of that. And I did lat pulls, 4 times 8 of the wide grip at 120 to 180 pounds. And then I did short grips, the one that goes like this, and then the one that goes like this. And then I did a row 4 times till failure using 120 pounds. So it was consisted of 16 to 8 reps. Yeah. Yeah, no, my leg workout consists of a lot of squats. Um, I bike quite a bit, resistance training. Yeah. I did this thing. Fuck off. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, no, I see this with a lot of people. Like, they work out in a way that, like, almost like a nun they save their reps almost like a nun saving herself for Jesus. It's go full out, man. If you do one less set, no one's gonna kill you. As long as you push yourself to do the weight that you're supposed to. Nutrition's 80% of it. So there's apps out there. If you message me privately, I'll give you apps that you can use to calculate how much you're burning. And my main philosophy is you wanna, if you're losing weight, You want to eat slightly less of that. If you want to gain muscle, you want to eat just as much as you're burning off. While um, making sure it's the right content. Because if you're sitting there or eat like you're burning 2,000 calories and you're chugging down butter without any protein, without any vegetables, like yeah, no, you're gonna die of stroke in a week. But so you want to make sure it's the right food.
This is because I never was a big eater. I always felt comfortable with a regular sized steak. If you give me a 10-ounce steak, even in my
Yeah,
heyday, I was happy. And have a little bit of vegetables, so to have some sliced tomatoes on it, then some salad or something like that. I'm fine. In the morning, if you gave me just three scrambled eggs with a little bit of bacon and or sausage or some cut in tomatoes and onions, I was fine with that. The only thing is that 2 hours later, after that breakfast, I was hungry.
protein shakes and protein bars.
And so when I was sitting there at Santa Monica City College, or I was on a workplace doing construction work, or wherever I was, I would pull out of my bag a little plastic container that had a cup on it that you usually use in the bar to mix things in the bar. And I would have my milk in there, and I would have my protein powder in there, and everything like this. And I would just close it up and then put it in my bag. And then I would be sitting in the classroom, and they would just pull it out, shake it up like that. Everyone would be looking kind of, what the hell is he doing now? And I would be shaking my protein thing, just like a bartender doing all the little tricks. And then
Yeah,
I would drink
I still do that.
drink it, close it up, and put it away. And that to me was the additional kind of 30 grams of protein that I needed at that time. And then I would be.
Hold on a sec. I know it's a bit too late, but I should really try to watch this in HD version. Let me just make this video into HD for myself. There.
An hour later going to the gym, and then we'll be working out for 2.5 hours, and then we will go for lunch, and there will be a late lunch, and then we'll have again a regular steak, and then 2 hours later after that, I will have another one of those protein drinks. So I would have 2 times a day protein drinks that in order to get the 250 grams of protein from regular meals, no matter how healthy and how good you eat. More free contestant, vitamins in it, minerals in it, and all of this kind of stuff, it all still stays exactly the same. That's the important.
Exactly. Look at their aesthetics. Sorry, I'll put this link in the description below. If you do like it, please do subscribe to my channel. It really does help. Please go check out my merchandise. I'll also post a link there. Please do check out this video. Alright, take care, guys. I hope you guys do like my content. Thank you.